This is a Shepak bandsaw. It's still in my trailer that we've got for our men's shed. This has been donated. The reason it's been donated is because there is a fault on it, which is the brake here on the motor, which sits on the end of the motor here, was not working properly. What there is, you can see there's a little coil, which is an electromagnetic coil, and that operates a clutch mechanism, which is the actual brake itself. Anyway, I don't know much more about it because I've not investigated it very far. But fortunate that this is a single phase motor, and we hope to be able to effect a repair or replacement of that clutch mechanism, because we clearly want this thing to be braked. This is the brake from the bandsaw motor. It's, well, we call it electromagnetic. That I found that term confusing because there are back EMF type brakes, but as far as I understand it, this has a DC coil which acts like a solenoid electromagnet. When the motor is running, that is energized and then pulls against a spring to open the plate of a clutch. And then when that is de-energized, either the motor's switched off, the motor's switched off, or that power goes off, then the springs push the plate against the clutch, and that's a brake, or you say a clutch. It's like a clutch, isn't it? But it's a brake. And it seems as though we've got spare parts. So there's something with a friction, like a brake lining on it. There's one that's newer, clearly newer. There's a plate that something rubs against, and there's a newer version of a plate. So it has been repaired, and then the repair hasn't been very effective. There's something else with a slightly different shaped hole in it, a newer one and an older one. But it seems as though there's only one of these, which is the electromagnet. Now, when I say looks like there's only one of these, I think there may be one still attached to the end of the motor. I'm not absolutely certain about that, but this certainly looks as though it's had some heat and has burnt. And whether that's because the coil has burnt, or because friction on top of it has heated it up so much that it's just burnt it from the top, I can't rightly tell just by looking at it. Anyway, it's likely to have affected the integrity of the coil, whichever way around that is. So it looks as though the only component which isn't here to provide the spare to rebuild it is the electromagnet or solenoid that's there. So there we go. All that we've got in terms of the servicing of these is that once built up, you use a dollar bill folded in two to give you your gap between the plate, the friction part, and the steel part of the plate. And or you can use a feeler gauge for that. So there's a tiny gap that you have when it's disengaged, so they run fairly close to one another. And that's it. There is a capacitor there, and there's a circuit diagram on here. I'll hold it still enough. Taking a still picture of it, you can see the circuit diagram, and M rotating to the right there is presumably the motor, but the motor doesn't have any connections to it. Right, let's see how we get on with it. Yes, come with me on this voyage of discovery. So out of this bag of tricks, there's two diodes there in the capacitor, so that's halfway rectified according to the circuit diagram I've just looked at. I've looked at the shaft on the end of the motor, and clearly it's keyed for a Woodruff key of some sort. And it might be that that's a moving component and it slides along the shaft. And the Woodruff key is what transmits the energy. I don't see any keys here. So, must have had one in. I don't know why they've got a little grinding disc in it. But there. So, yeah, Voyage of Discovery, because as I say, I haven't the foggiest idea. I have a foggy idea. Friction plates and so forth. Stationary ones. Stationary friction plates. One with a big hole in it, one with a keyed hole in it. It's interesting because that's just about the right size to go on the shaft. Very interesting because that's got the bolt holes in it that would make it a stationary plate. And the rotating part, the part that is keyed onto the shaft and rotates on the shaft. Interesting. So that's the foggiest idea of how it goes together. Basic principle of operation of a, let's call it, clutch. And then the next thing is to see if I can make some sense of the exploded diagram. Well, it's not very clear, I'm afraid, on the diagrams I've got so far. So, plea. Sorry, here I am rambling on. A plea. If you have a decent diagram of this style, it doesn't have to be, obviously, it doesn't have to be exact to the one that I've got, but this style of brake, then that would be very helpful. I'm just putting it out there, and then that would help with the assembly and knowing what's missing. And I didn't spin the motor shaft enough to see if there were two keys, but looking at this, it would suggest that it's keyed top and bottom. All those little details I need to look at. How about this for a guess? Right, well, what we've got is, looks like neutral in there to these terminals. L1 is presumably live in there. I don't know where it goes off to, except it might go off to a switch of some sort, because this one is labelled SW, so that comes back from a switch. So that might be the switched live. And then you've got a diode there and a diode there. So this is your rectified signal. So the neutral here goes straight through to something called BR, which could be brake. And then your rectified, two diodes and a capacitor come through to this other part of the brake, giving you your DC for the brake coil. And then it's possibly as simple as that. And I think this is a picture of two diodes with the anode, the band on the diode marked, so that you know which way around the two diodes go. It's very faint, isn't it? But you know, so you know, you point your diodes in towards the central one here and take that up to the well, the positive, as it is now, side of the brake, and that would be the although it's AC, that would be the effective zero side there. So that becomes your DC on there. It's just a thought. That's just my guess looking at it as to what we've got there with two diodes and a capacitor, and whether BR refers to the braking coil, that burnt out thing we looked at before, or not. We don't know, do we?